Greetings, good night, and welcome. And we're gonna let the light build up a little bit because we're gonna have a presentation, and I think tonight is gonna be the last night we're gonna have phones. We're gonna be using a computer with a camera, make it more effective, you know. All right. So tonight we're gonna talk about the adrenal glands. All right. Get up the light, get up the light, get up the light, get up the light, get up the light. Fill up the light. Wonderful. Give thanks always. All right, everybody is watching. Tonight we are having a program on the adrenal gland, mental disorders. People are sick in the mind. You know, everybody is getting sick with anxiety and depression and grief and, you know, and mental disorders and dementia, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, you know. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the adrenal glands and what the adrenal glands do. I think we talked about the endocrine system, and we wanted to have Dr. Sebastian Peters with us tonight, but we're going to try to have him on a different day. And Dr. Sebastian Peters is a wonderful doctor who is very open-minded, and he embraced herbs that deal with the endocrine system, although he's an endocrinologist. And he is very schooled in terms of the glands. All right. He's amazed at our information on the glands and how they function. So you know, we have to teach each other, right? Wonderful. So tonight we're going to talk about the glands and how they function, especially the adrenal gland. We're going to stress on the adrenals. We mentioned before that we talked about cytokines, and we talked about Th1 lymphocytes, Th2 lymphocytes, and we said before that when a woman has breast cancer and she wants to increase the function of the Th1 lymphocytes, which is the lymphocytes that prevent the tumor from growing in the woman's breast, she has to lower the cortisol level and increase her DHEA levels. Now the Th2 lymphocyte, as we mentioned before, is the one that messes up your cytokine that causes your tumors to grow. And that is the reason why we have lots of women now. We have a women's program for women who have breast cancer and different types of cancer, the cervix and the uterus, on these programs. And we want to mention that lots of people is following programs that are getting better. So that's very significant. Men is following the program and getting better with the prostate gland. So we see that our program is working for lots of people. But tonight, I want to concentrate on the adrenal glands, the two glands that is sitting on top of your kidney. One on the left, one on the right. One is the cortex, one is the medulla. They are very significant. There are also glands of external secretion. And then the glands, like the adrenal, is the glands of internal secretion. Don't forget now, external secretion glands, internal secretion glands. Right? And I'm going to mention tonight about cider vinegar, not apple cider vinegar, the one with the acetic acid that could harden your arteries. So lots of people who use this, the apple cider vinegar without the malic acid, is putting themselves at the risk of getting troubles in the heart, hardening the arteries, and also causing troubles in your liver. We're going to talk about that. But tonight we're going to concentrate on the adrenals, what it does. Here we are. The adrenals, we're going to look at the positives and the negatives of the adrenal glands. Because the adrenal glands, one drop of adrenaline in your bloodstream could cause detrimental health to your heart, detrimental effect on your heart, and could kill you also. And that's why we have what we call the fight and flight response. The adrenal glands, and what do they do? The first thing we're going to mention the adrenal gland do is it inhibits what? Adrenaline into the bloodstream. Or it injects adrenaline into your bloodstream. It causes your intestines to relax. See what it does? A lot of people don't know that. Your adrenal glands injects adrenaline, which is the hormone, into the bloodstream. If too much adrenaline is injected into the bloodstream, your pressure rises because it causes you to get high blood pressure. If you inject adrenaline into a person's system that is dead for less than 3 minutes, the adrenaline can also bring back that person to life. If the doctors don't know that, they're going to learn that tonight. if you inject adrenaline into a person's body that is dead for 2 to 3 minutes, that adrenaline can also bring back a person to life in the space of 3 to 6 minutes if they are dead. Follow me. So the adrenaline injects the adrenal glands. It injects adrenaline into the bloodstream, and it causes the relaxation of the intestinal tract too. That's the two jobs it does. Now, next one. The adrenal glands control the pigmentation of the skin. Remember we said before we have melanin cells, and you have the tyrosine that also produces tyronase, which helps to keep the pigmentation of the hair, or the color of the hair, the eyes, and the nails. But the adrenal glands also control pigmentation, and it also help the pupil dilation, or dilation of the pupils. The adrenal gland does that. The adrenal gland also sends a signal to your liver to release wet sugar back into your bloodstream. Your adrenal glands also contract your capillaries of the blood, the small capillaries. That's what adrenal does. Let's go back again. So we're going to go very slow so you can learn. The adrenal glands inject adrenaline into the bloodstream. It causes your intestine to relax. And also, if you die and you inject adrenaline back into the blood between 6 minutes after death, you can come back to life. That God is great. Wonderful. Your adrenal also control the pigmentation of the skin. Your adrenal also help the pupil to dilate. Your adrenal also helps send a signal to your liver to release wet sugar into your blood. And your adrenal glands also contracts capillaries of the blood. That's what it does. All right? Now, your adrenal glands also help you to balance your stress. Your adrenal glands also influence your heart. Your adrenal glands also dilate your bronchioles, your bronchial tubes. So the adrenals is very significant. We're going to tell you how to take care of the adrenals now. Now, what negative effect that can pose a threat to the adrenals? What negative that affects the adrenals? Fear, worry, grief, anger, jealousy, especially if you're jealous in a bad sense. Bad-minded people who have bad mind in Grenada and all elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Bad-minded people. People who are bad-minded. They gossip about your business all the time. These people the adrenal become negative. People who are very frightened. No. Usually, if you have a lot of adrenal in the system because of fright, you can do lots of things that's positive. When you have the adrenaline pumping from the adrenals, lots of people can lift up a car to save somebody. That's adrenaline in the bloodstream. But you also have negative effects of the adrenals when you have bad emotions. So all these here affect the adrenal glands in a negative way, causing us to have more trouble. Fear, worry, grief, anger, jealousy, bad mind people, fright, and bad emotions. All right, now, let me explain this to you all one time. Let me up here. When the people who kill animals, when they're about to kill an animal, a cow, a sheep, a goat, a pig, a dog, once that dog knows, or that cow knows he is going to the slaughter, the adrenaline from these animals escalates into the animal bloodstream. And no doctor could do that. Once these animals is going to be slaughtered, they become fearful. And we know for a fact that when you are being fearful, the adrenal produces lots of adrenaline into the bloodstream, which is not good. Now, once the animal is being fearful of death, all the adrenaline start going into the animal's bloodstream. Too much adrenaline in the animal's bloodstream can poison the animal. So when the animal is dead, and people is eating these dead animals for foods, They are also eating the poisonous adrenaline that is found in the cow meat or the goat meat or the oxtail. Because these animals, while going to be slaughtered, become so fearful that they start producing lots of adrenaline into the bloodstream. And too much adrenaline can poison the blood. And automatically, after the animals die, these poisons from the adrenaline get into the animal's tissues and muscles. And we eat these animals and we get sick long term. That's why we say animal flesh is bad to eat on a regular basis. Wonderful. All right, let's go now. Over here. Let's look at the glands of internal secretion. The adrenals is a gland of internal secretion. The pancreas is a gland of internal secretion. The thyroid gland is a gland of internal secretion. The pituitary gland is a gland of internal secretion. The prostate gland is a gland of internal secretion. The thymus gland, right below your neck, is a gland of internal secretion. The hypothalamus gland also is a gland of internal secretion, but the hypothalamus gland is significant because the hypothalamus gland links the nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland in the brain. So the hypothalamus gland also regulates your temperature. It all deals with your hunger. It also raise your it make you get a fever if you have an infection. So the hypothalamus controls the pituitary, but it links the nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland, which I call the master gland of the endocrine system, the pituitary gland. See, so if you go to a doctor who is trained in the endocrine system, he can never ever doubt what I'm teaching you tonight. All right? So we're going to teach you how to take care of the endocrine glands and to avoid stress. And if you do have stress, how you can avoid adrenal glands from damaging your bloodstream, your heart, your liver, and also the other part of the other glandular systems. Wonderful. The glands of external secretion is your tonsils. Your glands of external secretion is your tonsils and your appendix. So they are the glands of external secretion, not internal. Tonsils and appendix. And that's why a lot of people say they have tonsil stones or they get tonsillitis, because these glands are glands of external secretion, not internal secretions. Okay? And the appendix also. Now this gland right here called the appendix. The doctors remove your appendix. The doctors remove your tonsils, because they don't know how to fix your tonsils and they don't know how to repair your appendix. What is the job of the appendix? Lots of people who lost their appendix become vulnerable of getting what? Colon cancer. Lots of women who lost their tonsils can get pregnant easy. They become tired fast. You follow me? Because they are organs, they are glands of external secretion. Your appendix is a police officer or what we call a security guard. And he is guarding you. He is guarding your intestines. He is making sure that once you don't go to the bathroom or you lose the urge to go to the bathroom, your appendix is looking at what is coming back from right over here called the ascending colon. Your appendix is right down here. But when you want to go to the bathroom and you lose the urge to go to the bathroom, your waste products or waste material that is coming up to the ascending colon start going back down. They're ascending to go back into your cecum, into your what? Into your ileocecal valve. Because your appendix is like a watchman on a tower, he is looking at what's coming back. He don't want your waste to come back. Your waste must go up and cross to the transverse colon, down to the ascending colon, into the sigmoid, and into the rectum via the anus. But because we lose the urge to go to the bathroom, the waste goes back down, the ascending, and then your appendix starts looking at what's coming back. The appendix, which is the gland of external secretion, do not want the waste to come back, because he knows for a fact when the waste come back, it's going to go back into the ileocecal valve and come back into what? Into your small intestines. He is trying to avoid that. So he starts to secrete a fluid that can kill you long term. The purpose of the appendix, which is a gland of external secretion, the purpose of him is to send that fluid to normalize the waste that is coming back. When the waste starts coming back and your appendix have to send that fluid on a regular basis, your appendix becomes very weak and tired, and then your appendix bursts on you long term. That is the function of the appendix. Part of the white copulus also. If you eat tomato seeds, you don't chew the tomato seeds properly. The tomato seeds and guava seeds can lodge in the appendix, which is the gland of external secretion, and cause the appendix to rupture also. Because lots of people who lost their appendix, they found tomato seeds lodged in the person's appendix. So when you want to go to the bathroom, you must answer the call to go to the bathroom. Otherwise, you would lose your appendix long term, because all the waste will come back, and then your appendix will die prematurely, because he has to prevent this waste from going back into your small intestine. He is a watchman on a tower. He is a security guard. So we must take care of the appendix, yeah, that particular gland called the external organ, external gland. Your tonsils, right over here, your lung. When anything coming into the system, your tonsils must filter anything coming out from the atmosphere. He is a filterer. He is an external gland, not internal secretion. Internal or external secretion of the tonsils. Women who seem to get tonsillitis is because right over here in the transverse colon is so messed up that it is corresponding to what? To the tonsils. So lots of women or men who have constipation and is clogging up the transverse colon seems to get troubles in the external external gland I call the appendix. Once you clean the colon properly and you take certain herbs like echinacea and golden seal, then you can remove your tonsil stones and you can save your tonsils, because the tonsils is very significant. You can live without it, but after a while, women, you will never get pregnant. Follow me. All right? You got that straight. So these two, appendix and the tonsils, are what we call external glands, or we call them the glands of external secretion. All right? Appendix and tonsils. Glands of external secretion. All the other glands are what we call glands of internal secretion. Let's look at herbs and supplements for the glands. Herbs and supplements to keep your glands healthy. Pineal gland, spiritual part of the body, sunlight or light. So once you have or suffering from insomnia and you want to sleep, you can't sleep, let's get some light and put that light right on the back of the neck of the pineal gland, and the pineal gland will increase your melatonin and you will fall asleep. Don't forget now, you put a fluorescent light right on the back of the head, in the neck, we call the REM, where the pineal gland is at, and you leave that light there for at least half an hour and you will fall asleep like a baby. Because once the light hit the pineal gland in turn starts secreting much more of that melatonin, that hormone, to make you fall asleep. So it is a gland of what? Internal secretion. The pituitary gland, chase 3 or vitex. The pituitary gland depends on the hypothalamus gland. See, we just said it a while ago. Now, when the pituitary do not receive a signal from the hypothalamus gland, once the pituitary do not receive a signal from the hypothalamus gland to deal with the endocrine system, the pituitary in turn can never ever normalize a woman's luteinizing hormone and her follicle stimulating hormone, and then a woman in turn cannot normalize the function of her estrogen and her progesterone and in turn that woman will get PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, ovarian cysts, follicles in the ovary that is, or uterine fibroids. But this herb, chaste tree, go into the pituitary gland and help to normalize the function of this gland, and in turn, once this gland is being received the compounds from this herb, it normalizes a woman's luteinizing hormone, it normalizes a woman's follicle stimulating hormone, and then in turn, a woman's reproductive system stays balanced. She don't get growth in the uterus. She don't get growth in the ovaries. She don't get PCOS or insulin resistance, because this gland controls the function of the pancreas, and it controls the function of the thyroid, and it controls the function of the adrenals, which we can talk about tonight. The thyroid gland. Your thyroid gland needs what? Sea moss, lemon balm, mother's wort. Your thyroid gland needs sea moss, lemon balm, mother's wort, bogleweed, tyrosine. Now, this one over here, sea moss, is if the thyroid is in an underactive state. Lemon balm, mother's wort, bogleweed is if the gland is overactive, because mother's wort and lemon balm act as thyroxine inhibitors. They prevent the gland from producing too much thyroxine. But the thyroid depends on the pituitary for thyroid stimulating hormone. So lots of women who have trouble in the thyroid, sometimes it won't start there, it starts in the pituitary. But doctors don't look at that. They give you synthroid. If the gland is underactive, mean you have hypothyroidism, you eat less, you gain weight, we give you iodine, because you need iodine to make thyroxine. So if the thyroid gland is underactive, we give you iodine, and if it is overactive, we give you lemon balm, we give you mother's wort, we give you bogleweed, especially if the thyroid gland is causing your heart to palpitate via the adrenal glands. And tyrosine to send move circulation into the gland. So don't forget, underactive, sea moss, overactive, lemon balm, mother's wort, bogleweed, because these herbs here act as what we call thyroxine inhibitors. If a woman or a man have an overactive thyroid gland, he should not be using sea moss, nor you, the person who have an overactive thyroid, should not be using cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, and cabbages. Because if it's underactive, if you're overactive, you can use these foods because they also act as thyroxine inhibitors. But if you're underactive, you cannot never use cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbages if you have hypothyroidism. If you have hyper, you can use these foods because they act as thyroxine inhibitors. All right? Different if you have Graves' disease and Hashimoto disease, that's a whole different thing too. Wonderful. Thymus gland. Thymus gland needs B6, vitamin C, and zinc. That's all the thymus gland needs. This is the gland of internal secretion. The pancreas. All your pancreas needs is cinnamon, gentian, enzymes, GTF chromium, because this here, called enzymes, is produced in the exocrine part of the pancreas. And the endocrine part of the pancreas produces insulin. So normally, when the pancreas is worn out and live in an acid terrain, the pH in your pancreas will change from alkaline to acidic and burn the enzyme function up. So all you have to do is feed your pancreas enzymes and feed your pancreas GTF chromium, glucose tolerant factor, and help the liver and help the adrenals. And then you will never get diabetes. Or if you have it, you're going to fix it. Type 2 diabetes, that is. We're going to teach you how to fix your troubles. The prostate gland. In men, all the prostate need is saw palmetto, nettle root, sage, and zinc. That's all the prostate need. In order for the prostate to function well in us men, we need to feed the prostate saw palmetto, nettle root, sage, and zinc. The parathyroid. The parathyroid is significant if you want to prevent kidney stones. And if you have kidney disease, it's going to affect your parathyroid too. Your parathyroid metabolizes what? Calcium and the B complex. Right? Now, if your glands need vitamin C, zinc, B6, calcium, B complex, if they need all these things, how do they get these things in the glands? These supplements in the glands? Via the digestive system. Your stomach, your small intestines. You have to absorb. You have to assimilate. If you don't assimilate and absorb in the digestive system, these glands will suffer. Common sense. You see what I'm saying? Because in order for you to feed the glands, the adrenal glands, the parathyroid, the pituitary gland, you have to use or you have to have what we call good digestive fire. Down here. And once you have good digestive fire, meaning that you can absorb your nutrients will be fed to your glands, and you will never get goiter. You will never get stress, induced stress, or deficiency of minerals. Right? So, the tonsils, echinacea, the appendix, cascara, that's what they need to keep them well. Now we're going to talk about adrenals tonight, and we're going to talk about how you can keep the adrenals healthy. Because that's the gland we're gonna focus on tonight. Adrenal glands. We are living in a stressful environment, all of us. People have 2 jobs, families see about. You know what I mean? Marriage messed up. You know what I'm saying? People can't take care of their mother and fathers well. People's job is giving them stress. Now, once the body is stressful, it puts a strain on the adrenals. So, we go to a method therapy called tranquilization. So once we are tranquilizing, we are going to the endocrine system, because now the glands are all weak, especially the adrenals. So we go into the tranquilization method, and we go to what we call adaptogens. Plants that have an effect on stress and the adrenals, we call them adaptogens. The adaptogens mean that these plants are making you adapt to the stressful environment that you are living in. Because we're all stressful. Now, stress is not a bad thing. But when the stress affects the glands and the gland become weak, lots of people get anxiety. They can't travel long distances. They start to have mental problems. Start to get depressed too, because anxiety leads to depression. Trust me. Anxiety, depression. Once you become depressed, it starts to affect the mind. And when the mind is being affected, then you're looking to get mental disorders faster. So let's teach you how you can strengthen the glands and prevent prostaglandins from causing you to have inflammation and causing you to have trouble in your mind and causing you to have deficiency of vitamins in the mind, in the brain, causing you to get what? Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, and other mental disorders. See what's this here? This is called oats. You can boil the oats. You can boil the oats. And you can strain the oats. See this here? When you drink this, it builds your nerves. It builds the glands, especially the adrenals. And what I like to do is, if the person have an overactive thyroid gland, I would like to throw some sea moss in there too. I will put the sea moss in the oatmeal water, and I will stir it up, and I will drink it. Or you could blend it up and drink it. If you have an overactive thyroid, not the underactive. Underactive thyroid, leave it out. Underactive thyroid, put it in. Overactive thyroid, leave it out. So if your thyroid gland is overactive, do not put the sea moss in here. But if you have an underactive thyroid gland, you can put the sea moss with the oatmeal water, and you can drink that every day with some basil tea. And that will keep the adrenal glands healthy, but also build the nervous system and keep the nerves strong so you don't shake when you have Parkinson's disease. All right? If you want to make it a little better, you can put in some lycium fruit, blend it up to give it some taste, and you can have that every day. And the lycium fruit also helps with circulation and it's a good antioxidant. You can have a lot of flavonoids and carotenoids. Right? Wonderful. Let me go over here now. Wonderful. Don't forget oatmeal water. Oatmeal water. Bad, good for the nerves. Build your nerves up like crazy. It builds up the nerves. And if you have an underactive thyroid, you can throw some sea moss in there. If you have an overactive thyroid, don't put it in there. All right, only for underactive thyroid. Wonderful. And you can put some lycium fruit. And if you have low energy, see this herb right here? It's very expensive though. See that? See that? If you have low energy, so if we tranquilize you, we're going to tranquilize without sedating. We can put one of this because it's very strong. One stick, one piece of root of Korean ginseng. Very expensive though. One piece because it's strong. And we could balance your stress, but in the process increase your energy. So you don't all get sedated and all sleep like when you're taking all these drugs like Ativan and Codentin and Haldol, living like a zombie. This herb is an adaptogen, but it helps to give you a little bit of energy if you are suffering from adrenal weakness. But it's very expensive. It's called Korean ginseng. See, I had to chinks it because it's very expensive, you know. But one piece of it will give you energy like crazy. You can't sleep in the night time, so don't take it at night at all, period. Wonderful. Come over here now. For the adrenals, milky oats, basil, B5. And what B5 do? B5 increase the function of the DHEA and drop the cortisol level, increasing the function of your Th1 lymphocytes, which prevent tumors from forming in the woman's breast. Or if she has cancer, it will go. The tumor will shrink faster by putting in 500 milligrams of B5 that helps the adrenals to produce more DHEA than cortisol. The higher the cortisol level, the higher the more you're going to produce your T lymphocytes, which is bad for you. Schisanta berry, licorice, sarsaparilla, Siberian ginseng, ashwagandha, linden flower, lemon balm. If you know anybody that have anxiety, let them have these herbs. Milky oats, basil to enhance your mood, schisanta berry, licorice, sarsaparilla, Siberian ginseng, ashwagandha, linden flower, lemon balm. Now, we're going to deal with tranquilization without sedation because we're going to use adaptogens to deal with the stressful environment that we are living in to help us to adapt to the stress. A lot of people are stressful in this wicked world that we're living in. Now, basil is a food plant, and ginseng and schisanta berry, three of them together. Look at what they do. They strengthen your immune system, and in turn, they normalize the body's stressful response. Mark them down. Basil, ginseng, schisanta berry. They strengthen the immune system, and in turn, they normalize the body's stressful response to stress. So we call them adaptogens. So they help you to adapt to the stressful environment that you are living or the stressful life that you are living also. If you have trouble with it in your job or with your wife or your husband. 2 more pages. Basil inhibits insulin resistance. Basil inhibits insulin resistance. So when a woman has PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, the first thing your doctor gives you is a drug called metformin because they're treating you for insulin resistance. But basil naturally inhibits insulin resistance. Naturally. Maca does that too. These 2 herbs. You don't need metformin. But because we know that the pituitary gland controls the adrenals, we go to the pituitary. We know for a fact that the pituitary go to control the pancreas. We go to the pituitary gland because all the glands work together as one entity. You see what I'm saying? But they all depend on our digestive system for sustenance. The earth system, that is. Sarsaparilla reduces inflammation, muscle pain, especially if the person have fibromyalgia, which is an overactive nerve. Sarsaparilla reduces inflammation, muscle pain, and it also inhibits the pro-inflammatory prostaglandins and cytokines. Mark it down so you all can teach somebody else. Basil inhibits insulin resistance, and sarsaparilla reduces inflammation, muscle pain, especially if you have fibromyalgia. It also inhibits the pro-inflammatory prostaglandins from the cell membranes and also your cytokines. People must learn that because people have stress, they have anxiety, they're taking Paxil, they're taking all these Xanax, and you don't fix all anxiety. Why you don't fix all anxiety? Because you're not going to your glands. You're not going to the source of anxiety. You're not going to the source of depression. You're not going to the source of Parkinson's disease. You're not going to the source of Alzheimer's, the dementia. Once you go to the source of these troubles and find the cause of these troubles, you're going to fix your troubles. It is so simple. But they don't teach you all nothing, but take some drugs. Wonderful. So read that here. The last one. So we see that basil is a mood it enhances your mood, but it inhibits insulin resistance. And sarsaparilla reduces inflammation, muscle pain, especially if the person have fibromyalgia, overactive nerves, and also inhibits pro-inflammatory prostaglandins that is produced in your cell membranes, PGE2, PGE3, that cause inflammation, and it also what? Inhibits your cytokines. Follow me. Almost done. So that's why we go to endocrine and the nerves. So when I'm working on the endocrine system with anxiety, I work on the nerves. When I'm working on the nerves, I work on the brain. Because once you have anxiety, meaning that your adrenals is weak, you have weak adrenals. Once the adrenals is weak, you're going to have troubles with the hormones that gland produces, internal secretion. Once that gland is all messed up, you must go to the other glands. You must go to the pituitary gland in your brain. You must go to the pancreas because your adrenals have to release a signal to your liver to release blood sugar back into the blood. You follow me? So what the doctors do is, if you're having troubles in one of the glands, they go to the glands. What I do, if you're having trouble in one of the glands, I go to all the glands because they work together. They're like the organs, like the liver, the kidney, the lung, the intestine. They work together. They are all organs of elimination. The organs, the glands, is all glands of internal secretion because it produces hormones, messengers, receptors, receive the messages. So if the message is not received properly, how your gland won't function? So if I give my son a message to go to Wall Street, to Walmart, and my son goes with that message and end up in Macy's, that message is not supposed to be sent to Macy's. He's supposed to bring that message from me to Walmart. So the message gets lost. Follow me now. Once that message gets lost, your glands is in trouble. It's in Babylon, confusion, baby. They can't function well because we see the wrong message. It's just like if you have electron transport system and one of the cells get lost from free radical stealing an electron, a molecule, it gets lost. That cell will never know where to go. And if that cell gets lost, and that cell's supposed to be in your lung to keep you breathing, and that same cell that's supposed to be in your lung to keep you breathing end up in your liver can never function because it's not a liver cell. No doctor could do that. Once that cell end up in your liver and supposed to be in your lung, he get lost. He have to go to a resting place. Once he get lost and end up in your liver, he disrupt the function of your liver, causing a colony to form there. You get liver cancer. Once you send in the wrong message to the receptors, or if estrogen, man-made estrogen, not the one that God put in your system, no, the man-made one, he goes in to the receptors, he steals your receptor, your combination lock, and goes into the woman's receptors, and he tells the woman breast tissue to stimulate quicker, faster than the natural estrogen. She get breast cancer, she get uterine cancer, she get uterine fibroids, she get ovarian cysts too, because the wrong message is being sent. So we have to have all the glands working in balance, receiving the right messages in the receptors in order for your glands to serve you well. And in order for that to happen, you have to have good digestive health. In order for that to happen, you have to have good assimilation and good absorption. And nobody could do that, because once you are malabsorbed, your gland will suffer. And once you have malabsorption and your adrenals suffer, you're going to get anxiety. And once you're stressful and the stress become enormous, that stress you have will cause your kidney to malfunction, cause your lymphatic system to malfunction, and then all the acid is going to go into your tissues. And once the acid gets into your tissues, that's when you get a disease. And that's why your doctor will tell you stress is a form of diseases. He don't tell you why. Because once you are stressful, you will release lots of acid in your tissues, and which will get into your lymphatic system. And because your lymphatic system is vessels and fluids that flow parallel to your bloodstream, is going to affect your immune system. And you will get some form of disease long term. It will affect your glands, and you will get anxiety. And when anxiety comes, you get depression. So these are the herbs you're going to have to use to help to normalize your stress response to the stressful environment that you are living in. We call them adaptogens. To help you adapt to the stressful environment that you are living in. If you lose a loved one, you lose your wife, you lose your husband, your children, there are plans that God put on the earth to help us to grieve naturally without causing the adrenals to malfunction. God is great, because every cure that you need for your body is found in the earth. That's where it's at. All the cures are in the earth, in your environment, from the trees and from the leaves of the trees and the roots and the barks. That's where they are. But you have to normalize or change your lifestyle. And then when you change your lifestyle and you feed your glands the herbs that it needs, your glands will respond to you, and they will normalize the function of these glands because they work together as one entity. You can fix anxiety. You can fix depression. You can fix mental disorders. You can fix schizophrenia. You can fix Parkinson's disease. You can repair Alzheimer's disease. You can repair dementia, because they're all a deficiency. And why you're deficient? Because your whole digestive system is all messed up. So once you fix here, you can fix anything, because everything starts in the earth system. Blessed love, and do not forget to give thanks and praise to the Most High. Endocrine and nerve formula. We are creating formulas for all parts of the body. We're creating one for Alzheimer's. We're now creating one for children. We are now creating one for Parkinson's disease, because God is giving us all the wisdom in the world to go to the earth and find all the cures, because you are the cure. I don't cure nothing. You know what I mean? Your body heals itself if you give the body the right environment and put the herbs that God put on the earth for healing, because the trees and the leaves of the trees, and the earth and the trees shall be for the healing of the nation. I didn't say that though. The Most High said that. The leaves of the trees shall be for what, son? The healing of the nation. The leaves of the trees shall be for the healing of the nation. Not a joke from the drugstore. The leaves of the trees, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can fix anything once you put your mind to it, because all the herbs are here to heal us on a regular basis. Because we only have what we call incurable people. There's no incurable disease There is only incurable people. And if I have to rob anyone, I want to rob you for what? Eternal life. I don't want to rob you for no money. I want to rob you for eternal life. Once you can give me that, I'm going to take it. You can't give me that, I can't rob you. All I want to do is get eternal life. So if you have that, I will get it from you. Take some of that eternal life. Life eternal. Other than that, can't rob you, man. Blessed love. Give thanks and praise to the Most High Jehovah God. Don't forget KRISTYBWKS.biz, ChristyBook.biz. Natural healing of the body. KRISTYBWKS.biz. We have a nerve and adrenal blend. We have a endocrine system and nerve blend for people who have trouble in the nerves and in the glands. We have them together. Put it together. Ambrosia, 718-469-0985. Nikki Lane, Holistic Harmony. That's my sister. You know what I mean? It's all black businesses uplifting our people. And Christy Books, KRISTYBWKS.biz. Number 14734219604. And Ambrosia, 718-469-0985. Nerve blend, fix your nerves. Brain blend, fix your brain. You know, endocrine blend, fix your endocrine system. Blessed love to everybody. And don't forget to give thanks and praises to the Most High, Jehovah God. Blessed. Yes, Diana Lord, blessed good night. Yes, Stacy and good night. What a wonderful Sandy. Blessed love. Daxiam David, blessed love. Don Sawyers. Give thanks and praises Jamaica Jam Down. Blessed love, my brother. Nakia Parkers, blessed. Rico Capril. Yes, blessed love. Give thanks and praises to the Most High. We're gonna have another live, and the live is gonna be about 10 minutes, and the live is for people who wanna ask any questions. It's gonna be free for 10 minutes. So you're gonna have 10 minutes to ask me any question you wanna ask me, because we're always looking to give back to our people. All right. Don't forget to give thanks and praises to the Most High Jehovah God. And on YouTube, if you want to ask any question, you're going to go to ChristyBook.biz. We're going to have a 10-minute session where you can ask any question, and it will be answered without being paying a fee, okay? Because not everything is about money. Blessed love to everybody. And I think we're making some more formulas now. Come over here. Patrick Dell's water. Not see that here? Yeah, man. Patrick Dell alkaline water. What we're doing is now we're making some products. What we're going to do with the products, if we make 100 products, we're going to put 20 away for people who cannot afford to buy the products. So if we make 100 tinctures, we're going to have 80 for sale and 20 for people who cannot afford it, because we have to give back to our people. Not everybody can afford to buy these products, so we try. That's the reason why I went into this business. Instead of buying other people's stuff, I decided to make my own, so I could help people on better. Because you know what I mean, you can't live off of somebody else's business. So what we did was we making our own products and our own formulas. And if we make a certain amount, we will put away a certain amount to help people who cannot afford to buy it, okay? And that's the reason why we have to uplift ourselves and our people at the same time. Give thanks, everybody, and don't forget to love your neighbor as yourself, and give the Most High all the glory. Jennifer Carol, thank you very much, and thanks for watching. Flo Mary Bongshida, good night. And don't forget to love your neighbor as yourself. Raj, blessed love, my brother. And Mo Josie, blessed love, and give thanks and praise to the Most High, and love your neighbor as yourself. Peace.